Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Today we are back in Warframe for another build, and this time we're having a look at Citrine. I already made a video about her not too long ago, but we just got a new augment from the Ironweaver update, and this augment makes Citrine quite a fun Warframe to play. And with the update she also got this beautiful skin, which actually made me want to play her again. And I'll also have a little short video that showcases all the details on the skin if you're interested in the colors I'm using and pretty much everything else. But that's enough introductions for now, so let's jump into the build. Starting from Citrine's abilities. I already explained what every ability does in more details in my first Citrine video, so if you are interested in that, you can just check the link in the top right corner of your screen right now. For the sake of this video, I'm just gonna recap quite quickly what everything does and why I replaced her fourth ability. Her passive grants her and all allies within affinity range 5 health regeneration per second. Her 1 deals impact and slash damage to all enemies in a cone and makes them drop more health and energy orbs. Her second ability grants her and all allies within affinity range up to 90% damage reduction. Her third ability summons a gem on the ground, and this gem will apply heat, cold, electricity and toxin onto enemies that you're hitting. And your fourth ability should be crystallized, but in this case I replace it with Sentient Rat, and that is to debuff enemies and make them take more damage. This ability also has quite a big radius, and although it's only a cone in front of you, that is exactly what we care about because we're gonna use it with R1 most of the time. Now moving to Archon Shards, I am running 2 Forged Crimson Shards with ability Duration, 1 Forged Crimson Shard with ability Strength, 1 Forged Ember Shard with casting speed, and 1 Forged Vital Shard that is just a small equilibrium, so it will turn health pickups into energy and energy pickups into health. And this is the build I'll be using today. Corrosive Projection as my aura to decrease enemies' armor, Prime Sure-Footed in the extra slot to avoid knockdowns, Adaptation to build damage resistance, Ogre Reach and Archon Stretch for a lot of ability range, and also to restore energy whenever we deal electricity damage with our abilities, Archon Flow to increase our energy pool, and also to have a chance to drop energy orbs whenever we heal enemies with cold damaging abilities, Archon Continuity for more ability duration and also to apply corrosive when we deal toxin damage, Archon Vitality for more health and also to apply double the amount of hit procs from our abilities, and these 4 mods work thanks to our prismatic gem, Blind Rage for a lot of ability strength at the cost of ability efficiency, which is not a problem because we have so many ways to restore energy, and last but not least we have the augment that makes this build work, which is Prismatic Companion. Whenever you cast Prismatic Gem, the crystal you create will now attach to your free moving companion, so anything that is not a sentinel will work, and that way the gem will now be able to move with you throughout the whole mission, which is quite nice, and it also grants the ability an additional 50% duration, which makes it so it lasts for so long you're probably gonna forget it's on. And yeah, just keep an eye on that, it's gonna happen more than you think. And since our companion is now the one carrying the crystal, he's gonna be able to make use of a mod called Contagious Bond a lot more effectively than he usually would. So those were the mods, let's now move on to weapons. You can use pretty much whatever you like, although I really recommend having a strong melee weapon and a very powerful primary or secondary weapon if you have to deal with acolytes or necromags or whatever. These are the Incarnon evolution for this weapon, and it's quite a strong one to run around with, so if you want or if you have it, I really recommend using it. This build has a Raven, but just use Vital Sense instead, it's pretty much gonna be the same. The secondary weapon is the Prisma Angstrom with these Incarnon evolutions, and I really like the bullets that are ricocheting off any wall or surface or enemies, which is it's just very entertaining. And this is the build I'm running, which is mostly focused on hit damage and uses Cascadia Flare to increase its damage. As for the Codapathosis, the build is pretty much your usual melee influence build, but applied to a glaive weapon, and we're gonna use mostly heavy attacks while the weapon is being thrown to deal massive amounts of damage to all enemies within like a very big radius. I think it's like over 8 meters, it's almost 8 meters, so yeah, it's quite a big radius, and that's pretty much all you need. And I'll also be using Madurai for the usual 50% casting speed and 40% ability strength after doing a couple of void slings. But now for the most important part of the video, we have our companion. In this case, I will be using the Panzer Rupafila because he is just the favorite pet of mine, and you can use whatever else you want, it just has to move around and not stay near your shoulders because otherwise it won't work. but this is the pet I'll be using with this build that makes use of the fact that he's gonna be able to spread viral to all enemies within 20 meters. We also gain 1.2x final crit damage multiplier thanks to Tenacious Bond. He's also gonna be able to armor shape enemies and spread the armor shape to all enemies within 9 meters. But most importantly, as I already mentioned, he's gonna be able to run Contagious Bond. And what this mod allows the companion to do is whenever he kills something that is affected by status effects, he's gonna spread 50% of those statuses to all enemies within 9 meters, and he can spread up to 100 statuses. This also does not have any cooldowns, so as long as he's the one killing enemies, he's gonna spread statuses to all other enemies, and this thing can cascade quite quickly, and you'll probably be able to see damage caps once in a while, which means you are dealing 2.1 billion damage to any enemy you're hitting, which is way more than enough that you need to actually kill enemies even at level cap. So yeah, it's quite the powerful mod. And the rest of the build is just pretty much things that you want on your pet, like Fetch, Primed Animal Instinct, Resourceful Retriever, and Enhanced Vitality to keep him alive for longer. And he'll also be using Prime Pack Leader. This way, whenever we deal damage with our melees, we can heal our pet and grant the pet more overguard if we are overhealing him. As for the claws, it's pretty much just a lot of damage in the form of electricity thanks to Shocking Claws. And that's pretty much the whole build, so let's now see it in action. As always, I have 20 Corrupted Heavy Gunners, level 225, with Steel Path modifiers, because that is the tankiest thing I can spawn in the Simulacrum. But it doesn't matter. As you saw, I just casted a few abilities and everything is now dead. We also activated pretty much all the things in our kit, which is quite nice and quite helpful. And yeah, we can just enjoy, sit back, debuff enemies with our Center Rat, and let our pet deal millions and millions of damage. And if there were more enemies in range, this effect can spread to them. And that's how you manage to get damage cap, which once again is 2.1 billion damage. That is so much damage, and nothing can survive that in the game. So yeah, the build, that's pretty much it. You will have your crystal attached to your companion. You're gonna debuff enemies once in a while with Sentient Rat. You'll also be affected by your 2, which grants you 90% damage reduction. And your 1 is what makes enemies drop more health and energy orbs, so just use it whenever you want, just debuff enemies. You'll see they have this little gem on their hand if they are affected by your 1. And they're just gonna drop so many orbs. You're not gonna need all of them. You just won't, but yeah, your energy will probably always be full, unless you're just starting out the mission. You are very tanky. Your companion is gonna deal a tremendous amount of damage to all enemies in the mission. Yeah, you can also CC enemies with your Sentient Rat, make them take even more damage from any source, not just your companion. And yeah, as I said in my Oraxa video, this is exactly what DE intended when they gave us this build, or I guess these mods and these pets and these powers. So yeah, just enjoy that. This is actually intended. This is perfectly balanced. Yeah, I can see that being nerfed. I really hope they don't, because I love seeing big numbers. But yeah, I guess we'll find out. And yeah, that is pretty much Citrine. She has always been a very strong Warframe, and now she has also access to a very powerful companion, which makes her deal so much more damage. So yeah, that's Warframe now. Anyways, I'll now leave you to the showcase where I tested this build for 10 minutes in a Grenadier Steel Path Survival, so you can see how it performs in a more realistic scenario. If you enjoyed the video, remember to leave a like, and if you like my content, consider subscribing. I wish you a beautiful rest of the day. Thanks for watching, and bye-bye.
ocean. I've been in the cold